Hey guys, I am back and today I'm going to be doing the 6th update to my Pan That palette, which this year is my Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette. This year's Pan That palette project was a little unorthodox, so if you want to get caught up, I'll link the playlist for this project down below, along with playlists for all of my other project pans so you can get all caught up. And without further ado, let's hop straight into this update. So here is what the palette was looking like last month. I had hit pan in Glistening and Cypress Umber at my last update, I believe. And since then, I've used the palette an additional 18 times, which is pretty good for me. And this is what the palette is looking like now. I am really, really happy with the progress on this palette. I'm going through shade by shade. Tempera, we don't really have much of a difference. I've used it a handful of times, so maybe there's like a slightly deeper dip. Glistening, I haven't touched since I hit pan on it. Orange Soda, I don't think I've touched at all in this project. Rose Pink, I've reached it for a couple of times. I think it's a beautiful shade. I could honestly use it as kind of a one and done look all over the lid, and I have enjoyed that a few times. Sultry, I don't know if the dip is bigger. It's really hard to tell, but I did reach for it, I would say probably 5 or 6 times this past month, and I really enjoy it. Bronze, I didn't focus on, but Mulberry, I do think the dip is getting a little bit deeper on. I'm definitely nowhere close to hitting pan, but I'm hoping that if I continue using it as a liner, like I did today, I will be able to hit pan on it by the end of the year at least. Especially since it works nicely with these more orange and gold looks, but it also works with the like more pinky purple looks that I've been doing. Then moving on to Dusty Rose, I hit pan in this shade this past month. I was using it a lot with Sultry, and I just happened to hit pan, and I'm really excited about that progress. I think I will keep reaching for it until I hit pan on Sultry, unless I roll a shade into my Pan Those eyeshadows that works with this shade in like a similar way. Then Fairy has a much bigger dip on it. I am really excited to see some progress on this shade, especially since I have 2 Goldie Champagne inner corner shades in my Pan Those eyeshadows. So I'm not putting pressure on myself to hit pan on it within a certain time frame. I'm just happy to reach for it and kind of rotate through the 3 shades that I'm panning right now. Then Burnt Orange, I actually hit pan on today, but I'm so happy that I did, just because I've really enjoyed using this shade, and now that I've hit pan on it, I'm excited to reach for some of these other mattes a little bit more. It's what I'm wearing in my crease and along my lower lash line, and I think it looks really nice. Then Sienna, I definitely reached for a couple of times. I've been wearing it a lot on my lower lash line, and I think it's a really pretty shade, but now that I've hit pan in Burnt Orange, I'm curious how I'll be able to use this in eye looks. Rustic, I don't notice a huge difference on. The dip is still pretty good. I would say comparable to where the dip was in Burnt Orange last month. I think if I had a month where I used this a ton, I could get it used up. But as of right now, I'm just kind of trying to enjoy and not try to force myself to pan this. Cypress Umber already had pan on it at my last update. And then Noir, I haven't reached for a ton. I've done a couple little wings and lined my upper lash line with this. If this is the only shade that I don't hit pan on this year, I'm perfectly fine with that. So this I'm just going to reach for when I feel like it. So that is everything. I went through each shade as quickly as I could. Now that we're at 4 pans in this palette, I am really happy with how this is going. I think for the upcoming month, I want to focus on Orange Soda and starting to get a dip in that, especially because I think it'll work really well with one of the shades in my Pan Those eyeshadows. And then if I could continue to see progress on these 3 shimmers, that would be nice. I'm panning a lot of shimmers right now, so I might need to think of some creative ways to use them, but metallics, especially lid shades like these, not these inner corner shades, are the hardest for me to hit pan on. So just continuing to regularly reach for them, I think, is the way to go. So hopefully a dip in orange soda and then some more progress on these guys. And maybe I'm gonna try reaching for tempera once or twice and just see how that goes, if I can start to see progress on it. Since usually I like a bone matte shade, but this isn't matte, it's like a satin. It's hard to see, but it's got like little very fine glitter in it. And it's just not my favorite for this shade of color, but maybe I could play around with mix it in with something else and find a way that I like to use it. So that is everything for this update. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you're having an incredible, awesome day wherever you are, and that I get to see you in a future video. Thanks, guys.